Okay, this is chapter 3, nursing assistant, page 58, understanding residents. Identify the basic human needs. We have very basic needs. All human beings have these same needs: food and water, protection and shelter, activity, sleep and rest, and comfort, especially freedom from pain. So food and water, protection and shelter, activity, sleep and rest, and comfort. Those are our basic needs. We also have our psychosocial needs, and you've got to put those two words together: psycho, brain, and social, that's the interaction. Um, Love and affection, acceptance by others, safety, security, self-reliance and independence, contact with others, and success and self-esteem. All of those are our basic human needs. Our physical, pretty much, and your psychosocial. Mr. Abraham Maslow, he came up with this little triangle thing you see on figure 3-2, page 59. At the bottom of the triangle is what you need to meet first to go to each level before you can complete those levels. So you got your physical needs first, of course. We got oxygen, water, food, elimination, rest. We got to do all that. If we don't successfully complete that or do that, then we can't get up to the next level in your thinking, in your being, which is safety and security, which is shelter, clothing, protection from harm, stability. Then you come on up. You're supposed to meet all those things before you even start thinking about the need for love. And that's your next level: feeling loved and accepted, belonging. And everybody's in these different stages throughout their life. Need for self-esteem, that's your achievement, belief in your own worth and your value. And at the top is self-actualization, where we all want to be, where you kind of you know yourself, you know what's going on. You feeling the need to learn, create, and realize your own potential. So that is the healthy way of going. Meet your physical needs, safety needs, love needs, then your self-esteem needs. That at the top, you're self-actualized. And that's how things work. Do know that this chapter talks a lot about sexual things, in that it's their right to do what they want to do. We try to appreciate that. Appreciate might not be the word, but we need to acknowledge that, even though they're sometimes 60, 70 years old, 80, 90, 100, sometimes their sexual needs still, they have them. Anyway, they have your definition of masturbation, which we all should know, but they're wanting you to know that you may walk into a patient's room, pretty much, and see them masturbating. At Southwestern, we had one lady that she always did that, and she would be hollering at somebody, but she had a delusion, and she'd be messing with it, masturbating, and swearing there was somebody in there raping her. And sometimes it sounded like it because of all the noises she was making. And they would go in there, and she's just playing with herself. But she would the next day say somebody went in there and raped her. So we really had to watch her, because men and women work same unit, all that. She was on the forensic unit, so men and women was on that one. But she was in a wheelchair, one leg, but she was always hollering, and she would make me think a ghost was raping her. And that's what she'd come up with sometimes. It was the ghost. But just know humans are sexual beings. They continue to have sexual needs throughout their lives. Sexual urges do not end due to age or admission to a care facility. Just because you get admitted to the hospital today, your sexual needs do not end just because you're in the hospital. Now, a lot of people don't think about it when you just had a serious car accident and you stuck, can't move. You're not thinking about having sex. When you get better, then maybe. But they're focusing on your long-term people. Respecting their sexual needs. Make sure you always knock or announce yourself before entering a room. If you know someone is in there, because they're husband and wives, sometimes boyfriend, girlfriends at the nursing homes, you just make sure they're both consenting adults, and they're not if one is mentally disabled and one is straight. You need to make sure that's not abusive, or they're not taking advantage. All the above. But All of that can go to ethics committee a lot, because yeah, they have a right, yeah, they have needs, and yes, mentally disabled people tend to do things that make them feel good without doing consequences or knowing their consequences. So you gotta watch that too. Had that in Southwestern too. I opened the door and seen this girl on top of another man, and she done lured him in there. And the first lady, she knocked on the door and said, "Ah!" She hollered. And I went in there. I was, "Oh goodness!" I said, "Get off him now!" It was terrible. She had a dress. She planned it and everything. But she was mentally disabled. But that was one thing we had to keep her from. But guess what? She got pregnant. Her boyfriend visited her too, and he was a little mentally disabled as well.
Wow.
And we did not know they was in there. And I know she'd get dressed up real nice and pretty and have a little dress on. But that's why. Pull that thing up, and I was like, "How did you do that? When did you do that?" During visitation. Okay. Because they shut the door and let them have their privacy. But anyway, don't be open, be non-judgmental. Respect their residents' sexual orientation. Nowadays, you're gonna see more, and I haven't seen it. That's a lie. I know of 2 women partners. I haven't seen the guys yet, but it's coming to your facilities. People getting older, and so just respect their sexual orientation. Honor, do not disturb signs. Do not view expression of sexuality as disgusting or cute, and make sure it's not sexual abuse. That's that blue. That is their right. Protect them. We need to protect them. If I have a question, I'll ask them straight up. You know, "Mrs. So-and-so, you all right?" "Yeah." "Mr. So-and-so, you okay?" "Yeah." "Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all alone now." Okay. But you gotta know where the line is for them too. Respect their spiritual needs as well. Learn about the residents' religions or belief. Respect their decisions to participate or refrain from food-related things. A lot of times you'll think a Muslim don't eat pork. Jewish don't eat pork either, for the same reason. He said, you know, the bad souls was put into the pigs and they ran off the cliff. Same story. That's why Jewish don't eat neither do Muslim. If residents are religious, encourage participation in religious activity, but you cannot force them. If it's a church-related activity, you want them to volunteer, but you still get them on in there because it's going to be an activity. They're going to call that activity. Respect their religious items. Report to the nurse if they express a desire to see clergy. Clergy is just church members. Allow privacy for their clergy visits. Read religious materials if you have time. If you don't feel comfortable, ask somebody else to do it. Sometimes, I don't know, you might not want to read the Quran or something like that, but you know, if they ask, try to do your best. If a resident asks you, help find spiritual resources available in the area, help them out. A lot of times you just refer that back to your nurse or the social worker. Never do the following. Never try to change someone's religion. Tell residents their belief or religion is wrong. Express judgment about their group. Insist residents join religious activities or interfere with religious practices. Never do none of that. We always had to do that, even at Turning Point. 3 o'clock. I want to say that's Muslims too. At 3 o'clock, they have to pray to the east. Right? No Muslim. But a real true devout one. They're gonna find the sun on the east, get on their knees. They put a towel down and pray. For a certain amount of time. You just gotta respect that. That just so happened to be during our group time. So they would always be coming in late or something. They'd miss that 15 minutes. Because you'd find them in their room, looking out the window. "What are you doing?" "I'm praying." "Okay, I'll give you a minute." And that'd be it. And then they'd come. So make sure you respect that. Define holistic care is just exactly how it says. You just need to put a W on the front. Holistic, meaning the whole care of the whole person, from talking to them and working on them all at the same time. Promote self-independence, self-care. You do not want to do everything for your patient. I can't say this enough. You let them do for themselves or else they will lose it. If you don't use it, you will lose it. That's including their brain, their arm. They just come flaccid. If they can feed themselves, you try to help them or get occupational therapists to get them something that they can. If they can move their arm, they can feed themselves. They can find something. I had one person that strapped it on their hand. They couldn't even hold it, but it was strapped to their hand, and they ate. But their arm could move. You know, if they can do, let them try to do for themselves, or they will lose it. And that helps their self-esteem. The more they can do for themselves as well. Give them time to do for themselves. Also know that at this time, it's a lot of laws going on. I just noticed, I'm 47, and I noticed a lot of my friends or family members of my friends are passing, things like that. They're dead. And imagine the older you get, it's just going to get worse. You're going to know the people that are passing. Y'all probably don't really know. It's a big surprise that somebody your age goes. Some of us, oh, it must have been a heart attack. Oh, it must have been, you know, it gets worse. But imagine somebody that's lived all these years. They've seen a lot of loss. And just know that they're moving into the nursing home where they've had to lose their house. They probably had to sign their house over to family because in order to stay there, they have to have a certain amount of income or just stuff that they have to go through. Unless it's private pay and that anyways. But loss of their home because they're living in a nursing home. Loss of their grandkids running around. I can see that. That'd be me. Just things like that. A loss of ability to go to their favorite places, to attend their services of church. Loss of home, personal possessions, health and ability to care for themselves. Loss of the ability to move freely. Loss of pets. Loss of partners, or they may feel that somebody's going to judge them for